Conor Cunningham,
Oh yes.
welcome into our studio room
Yeah.
for the
first
first M.D Rafferty Music School podcast.
Very exciting.
So, Conor, I just want to, you're one of our first tutors
Yeah.
at the school. So, what I want to know is, and what I want you to tell everybody is, how did you get into music? First of all,
My dad's into music quite a bit, so I remember being, I think I was like 7 years old. I think it was. And I was in Newcastle in his car, and he played, there was a song, Fire and Water from Free, and it's just like a blues rock kind of tune, you know?
right?
And I remember hearing that for the first time, and that's what got me into it right away, you know? So as soon as I first heard that one tune, I started listening to more Free. They're like an old 60s kind of blues rock band, you know? And then I started playing guitar from there as well, learning like a couple of wee kind of riffs my dad showed me and everything. And then trying to pick up a few bits and pieces myself, kind of, you know.
Did your dad play?
Yeah, he played in the kind of like the 80s and everything, you know.
Right.
He played more bass though. So
In a cover band?
yeah, well, they did their own songs as well. So he was playing around Belfast and everything, you know. So he was one who kind of got me into it a wee bit. And yeah, I just kind of went home from school and played the guitar. Didn't really do sports or anything that much, you know. So I just went home and played guitar. More or less, that was kind of my
What
my
age
thing,
were
you know?
you, Conor?
Probably about 7 or so,
Oh, about
something like that.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, about 7 like. So young enough like to start, but like I'm saying, I wasn't really into sports or anything else, you know, or even games that much or anything. So I just kind of went home and just played guitar. That was that was my kind of wee thing, you know. When I went home. That's it.
Release,
That's it.
as I
Release.
say.
Yes.
Love it. Do you remember how we first met?
Yeah.
Tell us, Conor, tell us.
That was brilliant. So I was in first year. I was like 11 years old, and yeah, you came in to do like an after school band workshop kind of thing, you know. And yeah, I was 11 years old, in a wee band. Funny enough, with Geordie's brother, who works at the school as well.
Ivor,
that's the one.
Was Ivor in your band?
Oh, he was surely.
Oh, he was.
Right.
Right.
So he was a couple of years above me, and so you came in to do like an after school kind of band workshop kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was on a Wednesday. I think it was.
Remembers the day and all.
I know, man. I think it was £3, I think, as well for a wee session or something.
Yeah.
But you came in just to.
Oh, he's paid for that.
Oh, we did I?
Yourselves, did you?
Right.
I didn't know that.
You didn't see the money at all?
No, I didn't know this.
But it was good.
But you were doing drums.
I was in drums, man. Yeah, I was playing drums. So I still play guitar and everything as well, but to kind of backtrack a wee bit, I started playing drums when I was 8. So I got my first drum kit, and I still have it today. I got it when I was 8 years old, you know. So I kind of wanted to be known as a bit of a drummer.
A drummer at the start, right?
Yeah, kind of. So I was playing drums in this wee band, and we were doing like an end of year school talent show kind of thing. So you came in to help us with that in first year, and that's you were kind of the rock star kind of, you know, the cool boy, you know, coming in.
Because you'd heard one of our tracks. We were Ignition at the time, and then you'd heard one of our tracks. Was it Swept Away?
Swept Away, man. Yeah. I Am King, all them kind of the kind of older tunes, the anthems. That's the Arm anthem. That's what it is. And so I heard you playing them kind of things. You know, you were like kind of the rock star, and I was a wee 11-year-old kind of thing. You know?
I remember you as well. Yeah, I remember you on the drums. I was because I only started the school was teaching for. I could think it was just this must have been, how many years ago are we talking here?
I'm 25 now, so what was that, 14 years, something like
14
that.
years. That's crazy.
Yeah,
because I was teaching. I had been teaching.
You would have been just starting off.
Anyway. And then I can't remember who. I think it maybe was the principal at the time phoned me up and asked to come in, and then that's when I met the music to Miss Loughlin, I think it was at the time.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And I remember getting. But it was cool the way the school done that. You know, it was like a cool after school club. I remember seeing. You were so quiet then.
You were so quiet. As a wee quiet boy, like. But it was only I think a couple of bands you helped us out with. I think it was just two wee bands. So
I remember singing. One, I think it was Ivor's band. I remember singing. One of them was in the Pearl Jam. We were doing. Have you heard the song "Yellow Leadbetter" by Pearl Jam?
Of course. Yeah.
Was that your band? And I remember singing.
That probably would have been with us as well. I think.
Yeah.
And then it was the other song we were working on. You were helping us with was Teenage Kicks. From what's that, Undertones?
Teenage Kicks.
So I was kind of the one that you were kind of helping us with, you know.
Yeah.
and then we ended up playing one from U2. That was kind of our end of year. That was our talent show song we were playing, you know.
Yeah.
So you were kind of helping us out with that, you know,
Class.
as well. But then I think we stayed in contact then through Bebo. My goodness, this is
Bebo.
going back.
Oh,
yeah, man, yeah. So I was
Bebo.
kind of stalking you and Bebo and everything
Yeah.
back then, like through the years. So we kind of kept that, or didn't even keep a friendship going, you know. But I kind of was up to date with what you were doing with the bands and everything,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, first met when I was 11, and kind of knew about you up until
Yeah.
I started working here, you know.
And I was
So-
going to say, Conor, because that's then led. It's crazy
Yeah.
how things work in the universe.
Yeah,
That so you were the first employee at the school.
Yeah, that
So-
was. I think I was. So we're coming up to the end of 2019 now. That was, I think, 6 years ago I started here.
6 years ago.
I think so. Yeah.
So I remember like teaching in. I think it was at the Porta Calvin in Callanbridge at the time.
Yeah.
And I was kind of my road got full up, and I remember saying to my mum, "Do you know what I mean? My road is full. Like, do you know what I mean? But the phone keeps on ringing."
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to either employ someone or just say that I'm booked up.
It's the
and then
crossroads you kind of.
the crossroads.
Where to go? Yeah.
Yeah. So my mum at the time was like, "Oh well, you know, when things get bigger, there's a lot more problems and stuff involved." So kind of went against that advice and then says, right, well, let's, you know, see, you know, the important thing is getting the right person and stuff. So I think I remember approaching Adam
Parkin.
Adam Parkin.
That's
Yeah,
it,
I remember
yeah.
approaching Adam.
Yeah.
I think it was
That's
work,
right.
and then he had said to me, he was in work at the time, and then had said to me about, this guy, you know, Conor Cunningham. And I was like, oh yeah, but I remembered you as the drummer.
We 11-year-old.
As a wee 11. I was like,
Yeah.
he plays, and then I think he sent me a link to your page or something. I went on, and I was like, what, is this the same guy? You know what I mean? Is this the same kid? That's when I seen you'd put a few videos up of playing and
that's
stuff,
right,
and then
that's right.
I got in touch
That's right.
with you about, I think you were already applying for a job as well, just before this, were you?
Yeah, just about to, man. I was studying music in tech around
Right.
this time. So I think this was my second year. I just started my second year of doing music in tech. So I was like 18, I think, at the time. I think about 18 or so. 18 or 19. And yeah, I was kind of looking for something because obviously you're getting that age you need. I didn't have a job before.
Yeah.
I was just studying and everything, you know. So I was looking for somewhere, and I didn't really know what I wanted or what I was able to do or anything, you know. So I was just going to apply for a wee job just in a shop or something, or just something, you know.
Yeah.
And it was literally that night you messaged
Crazy.
me on Facebook. You're
Crazy.
like, what do you reckon, Conor? Do you want a job teaching?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's funny the wee ripple effect things kind of happen. Because going to tech, doing that music course, it led to me kind of meeting loads of different people and kind of local musicians and everything. I remember I was out, one of the guys in the course invited me out to one of his gigs in Armagh, so I went out to that. And it was all cool. I met this guy at the gig, another guitarist, and we kind of became friends after that. We decided to do our own wee gig then, me and this guitarist I met.
Right.
Just a wee one-off, wee jammy kind of gig,
Yeah.
you know, just in just a wee bar in Armagh. And that's where Adam, you were saying, you approached Adam originally.
Okay,
He saw me playing at this gig,
Right.
and then he gave a recommendation. Then you know,
the recommendation.
so it's funny, kind of the ripple effect, you know, me going to tech and then meeting one random person, going to their gig, and then meeting another person at that gig.
Yeah.
I got a gig with them, and then Adam found me through that and everything. So it's
And
funny
that's
how
how
we ripple effects, you know?
collided,
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
it.
together.
Yeah, that's it, man. So yeah, that was about 6 years ago. I think it was I started, man.
Excellent. How long, now you were saying about, you started guitar at about 7 or so.
Yeah.
So when I seen you, you were really good. Now I'd only seen you as a drummer, obviously,
Yeah.
in St Bridget's in the
That's
school.
right.
But how long are you talking practice wise to get to that level?
Well,
would you say?
Remember, as I was saying, I kind of came home from school and just played the guitar. I didn't really
How many
do...
hours? Like, are you talking like? Are you talking like you get home from school at half? 3 o'clock?
Yeah. I would just play. I would just pick it up and play for a few hours maybe, or a couple of hours maybe, you know.
Right.
So, and it wasn't necessarily practicing. It wasn't necessarily sitting down with a few chords and with a few songs and going over it until I got it perfect. It wasn't really like that. It was more just playing for fun. really.
Right.
I'm making up my own wee riffs, trying to write my own wee songs and everything. So it was basically just guitarists would call it noodling. So just picking up your guitar and just making up random stuff and just playing random stuff, you know. So no kind of necessarily no kind of goal or objective or anything. It was just playing for fun. Really, just playing for the sake of it. Because I love doing it, you know.
Electric guitar was this?
Yeah, it was mostly electric. Yeah.
Right.
And then I think because I didn't go to lessons myself, it was kind of self-taught. The progress was kind of slower, you know, because you're self-taught. It's a wee bit trickier, you know.
What is this, YouTube then, or?
No, this is even before YouTube. I
just by ear then?
Just by ear, more or less. So I would listen to different songs and try to pick up wee bits and pieces, you know, from them.
Right.
Whether it was chords or whether it was like wee kind of riffs or wee melodies or whatever, solos or whatever. So years and years of doing that, you kind of figure out wee bits and pieces, and you build this kind of bank of wee solos and wee riffs.
Patterns.
You start to get familiar with all these wee patterns after years of doing that, you know.
Right.
So it was probably only by the time I was about 12 or 13, I started to actually kind of, you know, I was at the point where I was able to kind of play a bit in public maybe. I didn't even necessarily, but I was at that point where I was kind of able to play in front of people, you know.
Right.
So it took me years and years to get that.
Did you know level. You were good when you first started playing? When did you realise that, like, you know?
Yeah. Well, not to sound big or anything, but I remember
Jimmy
when
Page here. Like, you know what? Like when?
That's a segment in a different story we'll get to, no doubt. But no, I remember even being 7 and 8 when I was first starting off, and I remember being able to pick up stuff really, really quickly. So I was listening to a song and I was able to kind of figure out and play it and everything, you know, pretty quickly without any help, really,
right.
You know. So because even early on, you kind of realise you have a bit of a knack for it, and you just keep it going, you know, and see what you learn, see what you figure out, you know.
So a few to get that good, as I was saying, you're talking a few hours a day. How many years are you talking? Yeah. So from the age of to what age you were doing?
Well, for me, it was like I'm saying 7 until probably like 12. Something like that.
So you could be talking maybe 6, 7 years.
Yeah, but that's a couple of points. That's for me to be comfortable myself.
Yeah.
Playing in front of people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how long it took, you know. So, and I didn't go to lessons. If I had gone to lessons, it probably would take about a year, 2 years or something like that. Because I was practicing a lot, you know. I was playing a lot, you know. So.
You'd know like direction as opposed to you were kind of picking things up here, and then kind of learning yourself.
Exactly,
you know, so it maybe took you double the time. Maybe if you would have.
Yeah, I would say roughly double, probably even more actually. By being self-taught. If I had went to lessons, it probably would have been a lot quicker, you know. But there's kind of pros and cons for everything as well. I kind of like being self-taught because I don't know, probably out of laziness. Probably if anything, I was able just to pick it up and just figure out stuff myself almost, you know. But that's where the improv kind of thing came from. So I would do a lot of improvising and kind of making up solos and just making up my own wee tunes and my own wee jams and everything. So because I didn't have a tutor to show me exactly what notes to play or what chords to play.
Yeah.
I kind of was
more creative.
Yeah, well, started off with the mindset I had was more kind of freedom.
Yeah.
So I was able just to make stuff up or just kind of do whatever I want because there's no one there telling me, oh, you have to do it like this.
You have to do it this way.
Like that. You know? You can just kind of make.
Kind of like Jimi Hendrix though, and all these great guitar players.
All the ones I listen to, my kind of early influences are still the same guys I listen to. The old 60s and 70s kind of blues rock players and everything.
Yeah.
They didn't read music, or most of them didn't anyway, you know, or they didn't have really lessons or anything.
Yeah.
Again, most of them didn't. So that's the background they kind of
came from. And it's things like Jimi Hendrix was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember even watching him in Woodstock. Do you remember he's doing the American National Anthem? And he's doing the bombs dropping it. Like, how could you teach that anyway? You know, what book could you buy? Like a bomb drop.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. So that's kind of the other fun part about going home and just picking up stuff for yourself. That's what I encourage some of my students, you know, is every so often just look up a song yourself and try to figure it out, you know, even try to figure out a couple of chords, you know.
Yeah.
I can help you with it and everything, but if you're able to sit down and try to figure out something yourself, it's pretty good level to be at, you know, if you have the confidence.
Yeah.
To be able to sit down with it and just try to pick out a few chords from a song or a wee riff or whatever it is.
But hence the reason I was asking you, Conor, the point of that was how long did you practice for it? It's just to give students a bit of an insight of like to get that good. How long were you And you were saying a few hours and stuff.
Few hours a night kind of thing,
but maybe with lessons and a bit of direction.
Oh yeah,
you
could
even cut that practice down as well. Like even half an hour segments is beneficial to a student wanting to get that good as well. It's not as if, because obviously kids have busy lives as well, like, and like so many different things going on. But even if they were doing like half an hour, 5 days a week on
that's it,
a segment, you know, they could get really good in a short space of time.
Well, that's a good thing with having lessons, and that's the flip side of it. That's a good thing with having lessons, is you have more of a direction, so you don't need to sit down for hours and try to figure out this and that, and you know what you're kind of practicing, you know, so you can sit down and work for, as you said, 20 minutes or whatever it is, or half an hour on a specific thing, and then the next week you can work on something else, you know, so it's much quicker, much more kind of precise, almost, you know, you're learning now.
Kind of the same as you. I got a guitar at about 11, and I remember going to guitar lessons in St. Pat's, and it was more based on finger picking and stuff, and I kind of just wanted to win. It was like when I was learning Wonderwall, and I was like, what? Do you know what I mean? So I found myself trying to, by ear, see what notes they were playing in Wonderwall, and obviously it sounded awful, but I was getting the gist of it. And then I remember walking into the music shop in Armagh and seeing like an Oasis chord book, and it had all the greatest hits in this wee £6 book. I even remember the cover and stuff to this day. And I took it home, and then that's when I started learning the chord, you know, the boxes and getting the strumming and working out that and stuff. So I had no one to teach me as well. And then I remember I got all the chords. The Oasis songs was good fun. And then I remember going to, I think it was Done It Back in Anger, and there was like an F minor. It was an F sharp minor or an F minor. F minor. In the bridge. Yeah, that's and it was my auntie was playing a few major chords, and she showed me like 2 or 3 chords, and I remember going to her and saying, how do you do this F minor? Because it's like saying there's a wee bracket around, you need the bar, and she goes, oh, I don't worry about them chords, I just stick them the stand A B chords, do you know what I mean?
That's keep it simple, man.
Again, you have to learn yourself, and then I was like, well, that must be the first finger, and then you have to, do you know what I mean? So it kind of was self-taught as well, but as you said, probably could have quickened the time up if you had someone going, right, this is how you do that, and this, but it takes a bit of time.
Exactly.
But then, as you said, there's a beauty about it as well, because you could do like a chord like that, and then when you get the sound of it, you're like, this is and you kind of done it yourself.
You figured it out yourself.
No, cool, Conor. That leads on to what styles of music do you most prefer? Is it blues?
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I grew up kind of listening to. You know, was the blues and kind of blues rock kind of stuff. You know, so a lot of the 60s and 70s and everything. It's funny because nowadays I would. Listen to the past weeks now, a lot of Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, which is kind of like the cheesy rock, you know.
Oh, you'd count that as the cheesy?
Kind of, right. I would anyway, right. But so it's funny, it's just lately I've been getting back into more of that feel good, fairly simple rock music, you know. It's just fun. It's fun to listen to, fun to play.
What band are you talking about, so we could let everyone know so what's not cheesy that you're into, like, that you grew up with?
Okay, well, a lot of people probably would find it kind of cheesy because it's kind of a bit dated, probably. You know?
Right.
But the first band I got into was Free. So their biggest hit was All Right Now. Everyone knows that song, but Free were class.
But you don't like that song?
I actually do like it.
Oh, you do? I thought you were one of them that, you know...
No, it's good. It's good enough.
All the rare stuff that you'd never hear.
Not necessarily. Yeah. But, and then you have like the Thin Lizzies and all that kind of stuff.
You know, on that point, sorry, Conor, was, do you know what I got was... Do you ever get, like, say if you're in the, like, I was in the Guns N' Roses when I was younger because my brothers were into them, and you heard them non-stop, but like none of my mates that I played football with would have heard of this band. I think a song is cheesy when you go to a nightclub. I went to like the Bunker in Armagh and they were playing Sweet Child of Mine, and everyone was, and you were like, no, it's like, this is great. Do you know what I mean? So a song that no one else knew. But I think, and it's like Smells Like Teen Spirit, you know, they've started playing it in nightclubs and stuff. I think when it gets to that stage,
that level,
where no one knows who the band is or anything about them, but they know that song.
One song,
and it's now commercial nightclubs. That's when you're like, oh, that's done it for me. I'm finished.
I was listening to Sweet Child of Mine on the way up the road today. So
right.
Oh why? But I know what you mean. Yeah, it's good to have a wee bit of cheesiness as well. Like.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I would listen to a lot of kind of blues stuff. So like the whole spectrum of blues.
Rob Johnson, you talking?
Yeah. All 1920s kind of stuff, and then more modern blues, everything in between, you know. listened to kind of more jazzy kind of stuff recently as well. So yeah, some sort of folky kind of bits and pieces as well, you know. So it's a whole big mix of stuff. I think the only thing I'm not really into would be kind of more the
dubstep.
Yeah, dubstep. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say actually. Yeah, that's it. So obviously I'm a guitarist, so I'm I play instruments. So obviously anything that has kind of a band to it, that's my kind of thing. You know, kind of 4-piece rock band or a 5-piece or whatever it is. So that's my kind of usual cup of tea right there. I like drums and I like electric guitar usually, you know. So it's kind of blues rock stuff, more modern rock stuff as well. That's kind of my kind of
any
cup of tea,
modern
you know?
bands, Conor? You're listening to?
Again, like...
Or would rate?
Well, I would say I saw a band there a few weeks ago, the Rival Sons, and they're one of the best bands I think I've ever seen live. They're from LA, and they're fairly new as well. They've only been going for a good few years anyway now. But they would play a very kind of, again, heavy blues influenced rock.
Right.
So we do a lot of kind of slide air guitar, which is very bluesy kind of thing. So they're a fantastic band, their class. So that's right up my street, that kind of style there. Then you have other bands from England, the Temperance Movement, you call them. And they're more of a, kind of like a songwriter kind of band. They're based off like a singer-songwriter kind of combination.
Every time you say that band, I keep on thinking of, is it Temper Trap? It's sung like that big commercial song.
Can't think of that.
Yeah, there's I think they're called Temper Trap, but every time you keep on saying to me Temperance, I keep on thinking of that song. I can't remember like what the name of it is. But
we'll know it. I'll know it here.
We'll get one of the boys to check it out.
That's it.
Do you believe the story about Robert Johnson?
I used to. Well, I used to.
So basically, this guy Robert Johnson is believed to have. Well, there's fella everyone in the story. This guy is meant to have been a shockingly awful guitar player. And even people in his hometown were like he couldn't play, and he was getting lessons, and the tutors were like he couldn't even pick up what they were teaching him. So
back in the 1930s.
Back in the 1930s, and then he disappeared for like a year or something. Like he actually done a talent contest and actually was playing in this, and he was actually that bad that he was laughed off stage. He came back like a year later, and then done the same talent contest and blew. Like, people were like, "What the?" So like you know.
And the story is he went down to the crossroads
and sold his soul to the devil.
That's it. Yeah.
So what do you make of this?
I used to believe that. Actually, I don't anymore. I think.
Now, why do you not? Like, can you get that good in 1 year? I mean, this guy. Not only that good, this guy influenced Zeppelin. To not be able to play and then to come back a year later and then influence every blues.
Well, apparently what actually happened, this is from his I think this is from his great grandson or his grandson or his great grandson, I think, answered this question. What happened, where did he go, was there any details of where he went in that year? Apparently what happened was he met up with, I think he was going to try to find his dad or something. Robert was trying to find his dad that kind of went away from the family or something.
Right.
And along the way he ran into this other blues guitar, so some local legend blues guitarist guy, and I think he taught him for a year in like the cemetery or something like that at night time and everything. Apparently he taught him how to play it. But then again, that's the question: can you go to lessons for a year and go from terrible
in
to
a cemetery, no sheet music, no internet?
I've been struggling recently enough now with a bit of a lack of Wi-Fi here.
And they come back and change the whole.
You never know. You never know.
Who knows?
But I don't believe that anymore.
But it was like. My sister Jenny tagged me in a link of the movie. There's like a wee short movie that was out. I watched I think it was like a 2-minute trailer. And they were on about this. And I remember messaging Jenny back and saying, like, this is Conor Cunningham's life. It's like I met him when he was like the 7-year-old drummer, and now you know he was he was Jimi Hendrix when I met him again. You know what I mean? So there we go, Conor.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So Conor, what do you most enjoy about being a tutor at the school?
Most enjoy probably the community end of things. I think it is. So even whenever I first started here, it wasn't as big of a community because it was only us two.
Yeah.
That we're teaching here, you know. So it wasn't as big. But just seeing it grow through the years, and I think now I've lost count how many tutors we have here. And
so have I, actually.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I wrote them on the board one day, and then it was like,
ran out of space.
People come in, you're kind of, do they work here, or are they here for a lesson, or
I know it gets to that stage.
Yeah.
But I also have Dolan as well now happening, so there's so many. And then we have guys like Sarn as well. Yeah. One of our students now. He's helping us out a lot of different gigs and a lot of events and everything. So I even have students now that are helping us out at events and kind of really a part. Yeah, and even tutoring as well now.
Yeah.
So they're really part of that wee community, So that's kind of the best thing I think
about the community aspect and things.
Yeah.
I think it's good as well. I think we'll be hitting soon, because we're training a few tutors up. I think we'll be hitting about 15 tutors maybe soon with Dolan, the general manager.
Yeah.
So what I find is, in the school as a tutor, it's one of them things that you kind of learn from each other, and it makes you step up the game yourself.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because when you're walking in maybe the Frankie's room and you're seeing him finger tapping,
doing all the fancy stuff.
Do you know what I mean? Or doing different things. It's kind of one of them things that it pushes you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they always say about that environment, once you're associating with the right, it's birds of a feather flock together, is the famous saying. So once you're in there, regarding the students, so what do you most enjoy about obviously teaching the students and your rodents that you have?
Well, my favourite kind of student to have is one that would come in with songs that they want to learn, So, or they would have some sort of direction at least, So that's if we get a student in and they say they want to start busking or writing their own songs.
They have a goal.
Yeah. It helps me just as a tutor. I know kind of what to focus on, what to work on and everything. It makes it more enjoyable for them because they want to be there and they have their own goals and everything, So that's kind of the best situation to be in.
Yeah.
Is to have someone coming in and they just know what they want to do, kind of. Or even if they don't, a lot of people just don't. They just want to play for a bit of crack. They don't really know what they're into, even music-wise. They don't have any favorite bands or singers or anything. So that's where I can kind of help out and I can give them suggestions.
And what you could find, Conor, as well, that I found with students is maybe at a young age when they come in, it's like they learn the instrument, but they might be interested maybe at 7 or 8 or whatever. But with a student saying come back in their teen years and go, I want to, I'm really into this now.
We've had a student in particular as well as you taught. You were saying back in the wee hut.
That's right.
Even years ago, he's come
over
back.
10 years ago, he's come back. So a lot of that they get in, and they know the kind of foundations of the chords and stuff. So now they're really into it. So it kind of wasn't a waste at the start of them, like kind of learning the foundation. Yeah. And now they can just go on. I find it cool as well. I think our biggest goal in the school is we focus a lot on performance. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of not like a school where obviously people come in, pay their money for a lesson, that's it, you forget about them. It's the constant working on. With a performance pretty much, or we could have a couple in a month, and it's like getting them together, getting them to meet all the musicians, getting them playing with all the musicians. And what I always find cool is really that goal. It's really the overall goal of making sure every student in a roster, whether they're interested in it or they want to do it as a career or even part-time while they're at uni, is making sure that they can actually play songs, jam with all the musicians and go out and play live and the experience, so that's it. Do you know what I mean? If they're at uni, our goal is really they can go to university, they can do their course instead of working in a bar. Do you know what I mean? They can be the ones playing in the bar.
Yeah.
They're getting 10 times more money if they have a few gigs during the week. And so even if they don't want to count this as a professional career, we've given them the tools to kind of...
It's such a social thing as well. So a lot of the parents will come in and say that's what they want their kids to kind of... That's why they're coming to us. They want it to be kind of like a social thing so they can just pick up the guitar, even if it's like Christmas time or whatever it is, or... during summer or something like that, if they're having a barbecue
family
or something,
anything
like that.
Exactly.
They're able to pick up the guitar or the piano or whatever it is, and they're just able to jam along or even just write their own songs. It's brilliant kind of therapy as well. It's something brilliant to go home. If
just
you're
for mental
bored.
health and stuff as well. There's that wee release.
You're just getting your creativity out. It's giving you something to do as well. Just sitting down and writing your own songs rather than going out and partying.
Well, I say what you might find interesting is the opposite of depression is expression.
Ah, okay.
So when you're depressed, it's like you're keeping a lot in, if that makes sense. So, but by expressing, whether it's through music, sports, or if you're expressing yourself in some kind of way, you're letting that energy out. If that makes sense. So a lot of kids, you'll see that the energy's good in the school, and maybe a kid or even an older student at the end of a lesson, you can see it different. They're buzzing and they've expressed themselves. In the or the live performance, or
that's what it's about as well.
I think also, I was gonna say, I think also in the school, I think when you're in a normal school, it's kind of one of the things, you have 30 kids sitting in a classroom, and it's like everyone should learn the same thing and pick it up at the same way and stuff. So me personally, I remember sitting in a maths class and equations were done on the board, and I remember looking at this and going, they may as well have been speaking in Japanese. Like, I was just like not getting this at all. And I think that as a kid in them situations, you feel as if you're stupid that other people's getting these and you're not. But then again, you could be in English and you could be good at English, and then there could be other kids that maybe aren't as good at spelling, or do you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, I think at the school, we count each student as unique, as in, do you know what I mean? We can't run the same process exact same for through every student, whether they're old or whether they're coming to us, whether it's an older student or like a kid sort of favourite, because they're all uniquely different at their own things. So that's why it's good you have to experiment and find their way niche, as opposed to have 10 students in a room and going, right, everyone play, because Jimmy might get it in 2 seconds, then you might get Anthony over here that might take a few. So I think that's probably why the success of the school has grown, is because you count each individual student as...
but even the small, we would have obviously a lot of kind of group lessons now. That's kind of extremely popular now, we're starting to do. And that's we would smaller, so that's usually maybe 2, 3, 4 people in a lesson together, And that would kind of encourage them, I think, a lot, so...
Motivates them.
Yeah, so it's not like, as you're saying, 30 people in a room kind of thing, If you kind of confine it to maybe 2, 3, 4 people in a room, you have to practice and you have to, learn your stuff and pull your weight, kind of, so it's a brilliant way to kind of boost you up a wee bit.
And in these smaller groups, would you find is them helping each other?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's the fret it's meant to be on, or this, and it builds up a friendship and a wee connection as well, as opposed to 30 people in a class, and if you get something wrong, it's just like, well... Yeah, you know what I mean.
One for themselves, one for all.
Exactly.
With the groups, it's proper life kind of. I don't want to sound cheesy, but that's what you do in life. You're working in groups a lot of times, So it's really helping out for things like that as well.
Yeah.
But just going back as well, one of my other kind of favorite kind of lessons is actually some of the older students. So they're one of my favorite ones to actually teach, because a lot of times they would come to us and. They haven't played guitar at all before. I teach mainly guitar. So for me, it's usually people come to me for guitar lessons and they haven't played at all before, or they played maybe like 20 years ago or 30 or 40 years ago or something. So seeing them within like one lesson, learn a song is unbelievable. Yeah. And you can see it in their faces like, was this easy? Brilliant. So those are some of my favourite ones as well,
And that's the thing, you're never too old to learn.
Of course,
because people would message us all the time, come and say, do you know what I mean? Like, is it only kids you teach, or is it only... But no, we teach all ages.
It's got a great grandad.
Exactly. And I think that's brilliant to have that wee goal even when you're older. Like, I've only started piano lessons now. It's... I'm obviously only 25, but I've only started...
That's it.
I'll not tell people really. But do you know what I mean? So you can learn an instrument at any age. Do you know what I mean? And just express yourself. What do you find is me and you've talked about this a few times, Conor. What do you think is the key traits of being a good tutor stroke sought after musician?
Right.
For you personally.
Okay, so my kind of point of view is... Well, first of all, I think first and foremost, you have to be the kind of person you actually want to work with, So, it's pretty simple actually. Just don't be nasty or mean or kind of negative. Do you know what I mean? It sounds real easy for us.
I've got traits that could explain you, as a tutor. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I think, as I've said to you before, I think the success of the school and employing other tutors actually starts with you, because if that hadn't went the way it would have, Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have then went on unemployed other tutors, because it was such a good experience with you. What I'm saying is, because what I found with yourself was you'd discipline. Do you know, you were always in early and always in, you had a passion for it. Do you know what I mean? You were dedicated to it. You had that personality for your students. And anything I told you, because remember I said to you from the start when you were teaching, was don't overload students with a bunch of jargon and then with this, because that's going to be so overwhelming that you begin to lose students. So at the start, that's what would have happened with you, and then when I told you what to do and stuff, you took that on straight away. Even though you weren't obviously in the pop stuff, but you were able to integrate into it. You know, so it was your dedication, discipline, I would say, as well, loyalty as well at the school and your tutors, or sorry, the school and your students as well, and consistency. Consistency was a big thing, Conor, with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're always you're always there. If you're late, you're always there. Or if you had to go off for a gig or something, like, do you know what I mean? You give us all good notice, and etc. etc.
That means a lot, man.
So so with it's like, did you have this anyway, or did you have to, like, I mean to say, when I was that you started quite young at the school.
I was about 18 or so, 18, 19, something like that.
What I'm trying to say is, when I was your age, younger, like, I'd have been partying 24/7. I'd have been drinking, smoking, out with all the boys. So when even in the early mid-20s and stuff, wouldn't have been that disciplined, wouldn't have been that, so I had to study these things, and actually add like my own wee rituals that I do every morning and stuff now, and that started about 25 or so. So what I'm saying is, I had to learn that and then get into that, and then obviously to run the school and to run, because I couldn't have done it when the old lifestyle. So did you, like, that's what I'm saying, did you have to study, like, I mean, did you just have these traits naturally?
Well, a wee quote I love and I try to live by is, amateurs learn from their own mistakes, professionals learn from other people's mistakes. So
love it. Right, I've never heard this quote from you before.
Man of many quotes.
Lovely.
But
do you like studying quotes and stuff, or is this just one?
This is one that's kind of stuck with me, just, you know.
Who told you this, or where'd you read this?
Some nonsense Facebook thing or something. I think it was like, you
know.
It
obviously wasn't nonsense. If you stuck to this.
Some random wee post I found years ago, and it kind of stuck with me, you know. So, what that means to me is, I've seen other people make certain mistakes, or kind of even get fired for this or that, or not get a job because of this or that, or even for friendships and everything, for your own kind of personal life. You know, I've seen, obviously you have as well, everyone has seen people make bad choices, or you see people making good choices. So I kind of learned from their
interesting
kind of mistakes.
That's interesting.
That sounds right. So, because I knew from right off the bat I had to be reliable and kind of upbeat in my lessons and everything, you know, because I've seen people that aren't like that, and I've heard of people that aren't like that, and they don't get on well at all, you know, for anything to do, you know. So, and the other thing you actually mentioned there is being kind of adaptable, which I think is one of the most important things. Because it's such a steep learning curve, this job, and you don't have too many chances. Like, you know, if you have a run of, if you have a few students and you're starting off, this is your first week in, that's teaching, it just takes a bad few lessons to kind of brings your mood down, and then maybe the students, maybe they might want to come back to you, you know. So it's you're kind of off and running right away. So you kind of need to adapt really quickly, and I think that's one of the key things actually. If you're not able to adapt, it's tricky. You know, really, because you're not given too many chances, because we're dealing with people at the end of the day, you know, and you're dealing with parents and everything. So a lot of people kind of judge on your first impression almost. You know, a lot of people do anyway. So you have to be able just to adapt pretty quickly, you know. So that's something I think, without sounding hopefully not big headed, but that's something I think I'm able to do.
I find that interesting, the way you learnt from other. I would have personally learnt through all the experiences of being in them. I'm making the wrong choices.
I know what you're saying.
And then,
I've learned from that.
Exactly. And then the stories I would have told you about when I was younger, and then so making bad choices, and then obviously So for me to get out of that, I had to then obviously, do you know what I mean? Associate and meet up with mentors and like read books and stuff, and then to kind of get your life, do you know what I mean? The direction of your life on track. Yeah. So that's the good thing. That's why I like telling you the stories, or the younger tutors like Geordie, like the Sophies and stuff as well, is because it's. You don't need to make them choices. So it's like, if I can tell them the choices I made that were bad, and you can just, do you know what I mean? It means that they don't have to go through that, of course, do you know what I mean? The misery of making the bad choices. You know, let me see, Conor. So what all, like, so what age are you now, Conor?
25 now.
25. So you you obviously started playing at around 7 or 8. So if we counted from when you first started performing, which was about 12 or so, you were saying 12, 13.
Something in around that,
So you're talking, so from about 12, 13, what is that, 10,
just over 10 years, something like that,
so in the 10 years, what all have you, would you say you've accomplished that you're proud of accomplishing as a musician?
There's a few, obviously a few of the different bands have kind of been involved in everything, and a lot of the kind of bigger gigs with yourself, with Marty Rafferty and the Northern City Lights. That's one of the biggest highlights for me, going on tour for a couple of weeks, you know, around England and everything with yourself, and playing at some big festivals, you know, at home and overseas is fantastic. And then I think probably the main thing for me, honestly, is actually the teaching end of things. This is probably the thing I'm probably most passionate about, I think. So the way I kind of work it is, I have the performing end and I have the teaching end, you know. That's kind of my two things I'm doing with music, you know. So that's just something that's always there, the teaching, and it's something I always love kind of coming into and seeing your students kind of progress as well. We have a lot of kids now that will start with us years ago, and then you teach them their first chord, and then now they're doing their grade 8, you know. I've a few like that, or a few. Oisin Clendenning, one of our best students now, he learnt his first chord with yourself, and then I kind of took him on, and he's passed his grade 8 and everything, you know. So seeing that progression, I have a few students like that as well. That's the biggest buzz, actually, for me, really. So obviously then the other gigs you've played, and the tour I was saying as well, you know.
You played with us. That would be the original songs with the Northern City Lights, and then you played in a wedding band.
Yeah, Her the Dog.
Her the Dog.
Yeah. That's one of the probably most important things I've done as a performer, I think, as a gigging musician, because it teaches you a real kind of you have to really show up on time and everything. You have to kind of set up the gear, even though I wasn't brilliant at setting up the gear. I tried anyway, you know. And you have to learn the song. People get a song, you know, on Friday. The bride and groom would say, right, you know, the gig's on Saturday. That's we would get a message on Friday, or even on the day after the gig, and they'd say, right, learn this song, lads, for the first dance, you know, or whatever it is. Or we want this song played and this song played. So you'd have to learn songs in the morning time and then play them that night. In some cases, me and one of the other guys, I'll not mention his name just in case, would actually learn songs on the way to the gig.
Right.
So whenever we're driving to the gig, you would
with a guitar and all that? Or what are you talking?
You'd have to just listen to it and hope you kind of pick it up by listening to it. Because that's how late sometimes we would get requests. We would literally get a message at lunchtime, and sure, I'm teaching, I can't learn a song and I'm teaching. So we would get a request at lunchtime, and we'd have to do the gig that night to learn a song or whatever, you know. Yeah. So we would have to literally learn songs on the way to a gig in some cases. So that really kind of tests you, and it really pushes you, and you can't be laid back, or you can't be lackadaisy or anything, you know. If you miss one wedding, you're out of the band. It's as simple as, you know, you can't cancel a wedding. Yeah. You can't sleep in, none of that kind of nonsense, you know, sleeping in or being too sick to play or something. Who cares?
It really pushes the boundaries of your discipline and dedication, the whole.
Yeah, even setting up the gear, you know. It's a very quick kind of turnaround. So whenever they're done, specifically with weddings, whenever they're done with their meal and all that kind of stuff and the speeches, you have like maybe an hour window or 45-minute window to set up all the gear, get a sound check, and then you're playing. So there's no dilly-dallying or kind of, you have to be on point, you know, every single gig. Yeah. So that's one of the best things to do. And then as a musician, playing in Her the Dog was, it's not just one kind of music. It's almost everything you can kind of think of, you know. I remember one time in particular, Jarlath, our keyboard player, we were doing a Bruno Mars tune, Marry You, you call it? Marry Me, Marry You, something like that.
Oh, Marty, yeah.
Marry You,
Yes, I wanna marry you.
That's the
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
that's the one. That's just a standard pop song. And we were in the middle of playing it, as we've done a million times, and I kind of glanced over to Jarly, and I could see that he was kind of mouthing to the drummer reggae. So we were just in the middle of playing Mario,
Right.
and looked over to him, and I could hear him mouth reggae, and instantly everyone went into a reggae Mario kind of rhythm,
right.
you know. So it was
As
like
you
a
say about being
demonstrate.
adaptable.
Yeah,
you have
on
to
the
be.
spot, you know. So the song is, let me see if you remember it now. Something like that, just like a normal kind of pop song. And then he shouted reggae, so we all went.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
That kind of thing there, you know.
Wow, that's good.
And then back into it.
So as a musician and as a drummer, obviously, it's
Yeah.
like you're going into completely different.
Oh yeah, completely
timing.
different stuff. Yeah, yeah.
So you have to be adaptable to be able
That's
to
Yeah,
go in. Yeah.
yeah. So
So you have to
learning
use all the
different
tricks
styles.
as well that you've learnt.
Because I started off kind of playing when I was kind of more in my teenage years. It was more blues and rock.
Yeah.
But that was it. I didn't play any kind of funk stuff or any kind of country stuff or anything, or jazzy stuff, none of that kind of stuff, you know. So if someone cites over reggae to you, you have to play it. Like
Yeah,
you have to know how to play reggae. You have to know how to play funk, jazz, everything, you know.
and
So
yeah,
that was one of the best things I think I did as a
makes you better as a musician as well.
Yeah, that's it. And then even to the teaching, if someone wants to learn funk or country or whatever it is, I can teach them it, no bother, you know, because I've learned all these things, you know. So that was a brilliant thing as well, you know.
And then you played a lot of it. You do acoustic gigs with myself, with some of the odd tutors,
Of course,
as well. So you'd be quite busy as a musician. That's when you were at the Her of the Dog, you were in the Northern City Lights, obviously on the tour and things, and then you do a lot of acoustic gigs. So you can actually play. Just to give people an idea as well, Conor, of from being a musician, even if you don't want to do it full time, of the different options that you have.
That's the fun part, and that again all comes down to kind of being adaptable. Is, you know, we would get gigs from the council and everything. They would maybe message me saying, right, we need a 3-piece band or whatever it is to do at an event, you know. So I would have to say, right, who's free for it, you know. I'd see if this guy's free, and then I'll get this guy here to play. And it's maybe guys you haven't played with in years, but you have to come together and do something on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. That's one of my favorite things to do, you know.
Oh yeah.
Or even playing with yourself, you know. We do a whole load of different tunes. If we're playing in Belfast, which is more kind of acoustic kind of tunes, I'd be playing wee bits of electric on them. You have to, you know, not overplay it and not do some big crazy solo or something, you know.
And I love testing you out with rhythms and stuff. That's it. Keep up.
That's brilliant. So you have to do that kind of stuff on the spot.
But again, Conor, that's what I'm saying. But for you to get that work as a musician, whether from myself or the council or Her the Dog or whatever, the wedding bands, whatever. It boils down to again the key traits that you were saying about discipline,
traits of being a tutor as well.
It's the same traits about being a good tutor.
Yeah.
If you didn't have them traits, you wouldn't get asked to obviously teach in the school for
exactly,
the or for wedding bands. It's because you've had them from when I first met you, and you have them traits. Do you know what I mean?
No one will want to work with you if you're not adaptable or if you're unreliable. You know, that's one of the biggest things as well. There's so many musicians, you know.
Musicians get a
people
bad rap of unreliable and being lazy, and sleeping in,
forgetting to pack certain bits of gear or something like that, or whatever it is.
Kind of what we wanted to change the perception of musicians at the school. Hence the reason why we said about like the uniform of even looking good with the shirts and stuff, and it's just to give themselves and the school a bit more of a perception of like. That, like, you know, this is a professional career.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As opposed to getting up at 10 o'clock at night doing a gig and, you know, partying all night and then waking up at 3 the next day. You know.
That's it's interesting the shift as well, because I think a lot of people kind of be almost embarrassed to kind of say, or I've heard some of the tutors here saying it, you know, maybe a few years ago, they were kind of embarrassed to say they were a tutor.
Yeah.
Or they're a musician.
Yeah.
But I think now it's, if you play your cards right and you're an employable kind of person, you can get loads of work, you can get loads of money, you can get satisfaction as well in your job, So I think it's starting to become maybe less kind of looked down, even in school. And I'm sure we've all kind of, said in school, I want to be a musician. And you're kind of said, oh, well, maybe you should study more of this, or, be better at maths or something like that, But I think now it's more of a serious actual career path, it's a more...
I think down to the school, it's because we built the school up as well to be that successful, that the perception has completely changed. Whereas I remember when the sign went up on the school building the first day, because I remember being embarrassed about being a tutor and not really a musician as much, but maybe a tutor and stuff. I remember the sign went up the first day, and I remember there was a couple of kids, school kids, were going to the shop, and they kind of laughed and says, like, do you know what like a guitar school? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Will you see in a few years?
Will you see you?
Will I be coming here or working here? No, all joking aside, but no. But I was just when you were saying that embarrassing. It was like, you know what I mean? You were kind of, because you're kind of making it up as you go along, and there's obviously, it's not a known thing. It's like you obviously quit school. Do you know what I mean? You go to uni. You try and get a job and stuff, and it's like never mind tutoring as on a part-time thing on the side, but then setting up a business dedicated. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think even people locally knew what the whole crack of it was and stuff. And then when we started growing and obviously working with all these other organisations and stuff, it's kind of a known thing. Here, and if you're walking around the street, like, the community knows what we're about, what we do and things. And obviously with the whole online thing starting, this, do you know what I mean? The whole teaching online. So I think that's what it's just changing the perception. And then what changed my perception as well is the new batch of tutors, like the younger tutor, like as I was saying myself, I probably lived up to that old perception quite well. Do you know what I mean? With the drinking, partying, and the, do you know what I mean? So what I found was the new young tutors, I said this to you before, like, do you know your guys like yourself, Geordie, the Arns, Frankies, etc., the list goes on. I found these new young talented musicians coming up out of nowhere that weren't into the party and that weren't into the drinking as much, that weren't into the smoking, this, that and the other. These guys were switched on. They were better than the musicians that I would have grew up with, and they were more reliable, dedicated,
getting more gigs,
and getting more jobs, so getting more jobs and stuff. So it was the new batch that came up that we have in the school, like the Geordies, like yourself, like the Arns and stuff. That completely changed even my perception. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I
remember even being kind of from primary school and everything. And maybe this is just me. I don't know if anyone else has different takes in this here. But for me, if you played music, you were a musician, kind of, or you were at least, that was kind of your goal almost, So I think there was one person I think that I knew in my primary school that I knew of anyway that actually played an instrument apart from me. I don't think he plays that much anymore. But he was really into it, and I think that's kind of what his goal was back then. But now you see kids walking around all the time with guitars in their back. So you don't have to be a musician, or even want to be a musician to pick up an instrument. It's like going to the gym. You don't have to want to be a bodybuilder to go to the gym. You can go there for a bit of crack. You can go there just to socialise. There's loads of different reasons. So
or express. As we were saying.
So I think that's the interesting thing now. It's not. We're not necessarily catering to musicians and people that want to do this for a living necessarily. A few will come along, they're like that, which is brilliant. But then the vast majority of people that just want to have a bit of crack and
you can we cater for all that. If you want to come, you know what I mean. We're fun with all the students in our lesson, but you're all obviously progressing with the same sense. So it's not like a military operation where you're hit with a ruler if you get a chord wrong, or do you know what I mean? It's like you can have the fun, make progression. And you can give them all the tools that if they get a bit older and they want to be out gigging and stuff, they've already played it live, they've got the experience of playing all musicians. With their mature students, it's the same thing. They have the opportunity to play live if they want, or go out. Some of the mature students want to start gigging now. Do you know what I mean? And they've just joined bands within the school. So as you say, it's not as if you come to the school to be a professional music artist, but you have the option of being a really good gigging musician.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? So, Connor, is there any goals you have as a musician? As in, is there any musician you would want to play with specifically, or any other goals you want to kind of?
Oh, okay. Well, at the minute, I'm actually really satisfied and happy enough with the way things are going now. So I have a bit more freedom now with the kind of the weekends and with the band things. So I'm playing with yourself as well. I'm trying to start now a couple of wee projects and wee bits and pieces. So there's loads of things kind of on the horizon, you know. I think at the end of the day though, I still have obviously M.D Rafferty, and this is kind of my biggest passion here, you know. So this is I'm always going to be satisfied. I'm always going to be able to come back here, you know. Until you're Dolan give me the sack or something for whatever reason. We'll see.
Which you thought the other day when your rota system was down.
It's still down as well, but you no matter.
You log it on. It's just you don't work here anymore.
That's the way it is.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah. But so always have this here, you know. As far as people I want to play with, I kind of just like playing with new people here and there. I'm playing, kind of testing myself almost.
Yeah.
And going into situations I haven't maybe done before, or playing with people I haven't played with before. Even whether it's like a country gig, you know, so I'm not necessarily a country player.
Yeah.
But I like doing them wee gigs here and there. Or if it's a different rock band that wants me or something for a wee bit. I like doing different wee things, you know. There is a guy though, Cormac Neeson.
Oh, from the answer.
Cormac's
a brilliant singer.
Cormac, if you're watching, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite bands. I remember, from the answer. They're from Ireland as well.
Down Patrick, I think.
Yeah. And I remember discovering them as in P7, I think. P7 or first year, I think it was. So there were some of my really early big influences in that kind of feel good modern rock music, a wee bit of bluesy kind of inspired kind of stuff as well. But Cormac's a fantastic kind of soul singer, soul rock kind of singer, you know. So I'd love to play with guys like that, you know.
Cool.
There's some brilliant guys up in Belfast. I'd love to kind of do just jams with, or just even bits of recording with. That's something I'd like to do. I haven't done too much now, is do more kind of recording, you know. So like session work, you know. So if someone needs a guitarist for a particular song, or for a few songs or whatever it is, I'd love to kind of get into that, whether it's more the acoustic stuff or more electric. So there's that's the exciting part now.
Exciting is
there's
going off into all the wee channels.
Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say, Connor, as well, on that note, just before we forget, when you said about the teaching being your passion. So I was doing the teaching at the start. It was kind of like as a way to subsidise just getting some, obviously, money in to pay for the killer you were running, or to pay for patrol or your nights out and stuff. And then obviously, you know, when more students came on board, then you were like, all right, we'll have money now to, you know, buy this and buy that, and then the next couple of months came by, and then you're like, geez, we'll have now money to blah blah blah. But what I was kind of using it was, obviously wanted the band, the music career to be a success. That was the first foremost passion, and that was it. So it was always a conflict in me of, if I put too much work into the music project, I felt guilty that I wasn't putting then the work into the teaching. But then if I put a lot of energy and time into the teaching, I felt guilty about, there was always this conflict. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, well, I'm only teaching, you know, in this cabin until the music project, you know, I get signed by Sonny, and then that's me out of here, that's it. Do you know what I mean? So it's only a short term kind of thing. So I always up for years. Do you know what I mean? And not that it affected my teaching ability or anything, but I mean, as I'm counting this as a business, as we were saying, and the whole thing. So I think where it went from me was, I'll never forget it, was I was talking to Stevie McYoung, who was one of my really good mentors at the time, still is, but I was talking to Stevie, and I was telling him about this. He was like, what is, like, do you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I've got this conflict, you know, about the school, and he says, right, like, together, when you put them together, what you're doing is, when you're playing live, you're inspiring people through your own music and other people's. And then when you're teaching, you're inspiring them by teaching them how to play an instrument, and obviously you're making a difference in their life. Do you know what I mean? So he says, so them two things are doing the exact same thing. And he said, what you need to do is
combine them
together. Do you know what I mean? And count them as one. that was the day. The day I did that, the day it was like a huge weight lifted off me. You know, so you weren't like sitting going to yourself, oh, I need to get signed, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Because then I realised that when I was locking up here every night, that you were massively fulfilled and satisfied.
Yeah.
For what you did to change people's lives through teaching them an instrument, as well as what you would be as me and you on tour, and then you're playing a bunch of your own songs to people, and you're seeing them come and going, where's the EP? So it's the same. We're doing the same thing, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
only it's so
two different avenues. Two
different avenues.
But the same kind of goal.
Yeah.
The
So they're
same
kind
thing
of
you're doing.
exactly. So there is, to me, there's no conflicting thing. It's my massive passion now is teaching.
Yeah.
And doing that, and obviously seeing how the students progress and grow. But obviously with playing, you've that other sense of fulfillment that when you're playing as well, you're playing your own songs and you're watching the expression of people's faces as well. Like, So it's kind of combined.
That's it.
And the one, it was just that wee point. So Conor, as a musician, we meet some amazing people on the road, play at some amazing venues. And have some cool stories to tell. So what would be the coolest stories you have to tell us as a musician?
I think it has to be the famous well, starts off in the 2-week tour we were on last year with Marty Rafferty and the Northern City Lights, and we were living at the service stations for 2 weeks, more or less, going around England in a camper van.
Not in the forecourt.
Yes. And so we were living off certain service stations and everything, and we had a free day in London. So we weren't gigging in London this one day, and we were at the service station. I had my shower and everything at the service station, you know, as you do. And it was just coming out, and I was queuing up for, I think I was getting a Burger King, I think. And this is like probably 11 in the morning probably as well, but that's the way it is, isn't it, whenever you're on the road?
Yeah.
So I was queuing up from wee Burger King anyway, and I wasn't in a brilliant mood because the girl, I tried to get into the shower and stuff, and the girl wouldn't give me the key to the shower room and everything, and it was a whole big hoopla and everything, and everyone was kind of nasty, like worked in this. So it was a wee tiny wee service station, only had like 2 shops in it, Burger King and Costa. So I wasn't in a brilliant mood.
I was probably running around it at this stage.
I said, yeah. I think you were actually. And I was lining up in Burger King. I looked over to my left and I saw some idle boy that looked a wee bit like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, the guitarist of Led Zeppelin. And he was with some guy, some cool old rocker guy with long hair and everything, long white hair and everything. And I was like, it's interesting, it looks like Jimmy Page, but he wouldn't be in a bloody service station eating a Burger King, you know, it's like,
at 11 in the morning.
At 11 in the morning, so it's a bit dodgy here. So I thought just while my order was in place, I thought I'd go over to towards Costa, where he was kind of sitting, and I pretended to read the menu off Costa, so I was only a few feet away from him. I wanted to see if I could hear his conversation, to hear his voice, to see if it was him or not. And
Detective Conor, that's it.
So I was reading, pretending to read the Costa menu, whatever it was, and I heard his voice, and I know what his voice sounds like. I'm a massive fan of Led Zeppelin and of Jimmy Page, and I knew it was him, and I couldn't believe it. I booted it out to the RV where the rest of the boys were. I think you were there. I think you were just inside there, Marty, as well, I think. So I went in and told all the boys, I think I just screamed, Jimmy Page is in Burger King having a burger, get your camera. So we had a camera guy on that tour as well, just recording everything, Chris,
The legendary Chris.
Chris Heath. And he couldn't believe it. I think he was probably still in bed, I think, Chris, at that point, probably. And he got the camera, I quickly done up my hair after the shower and everything, you know. And I think it was myself, Dave Mulgrave, who was a drummer in the band. I think yourself, Marty, I think, came in. And then Chris, the camera guy, as well.
Geordie was in the shower.
Geordie was in the shower.
Geordie was in the shower.
Didn't believe it. I think someone screamed into him.
I don't think he believed us.
Jimmy Page is in Burger King, is outside here.
Yeah, while Geordie's scruffing the old armpits.
So we were all kind of huddled at this table, the 4 of us, and we were kind of wondering, like, how do we approach this? You know, what do you do next? We had our CD and everything, the Northern City Lights CD with us. So it was kind of up to me then to go over and kind of to talk to them and try to get an autograph or try to get a picture with them or something. So I went over with my CD, and he was in the middle of a conversation with his friend and they kind of both looked at me as I kind of approached them.
Yeah. There's that guy that was
yeah,
checking out the menu earlier.
Earwigging our conversation.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, how do I approach this here? So I just said to them, you know, lads, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. You know, I know you get this all the time, but I'm a massive fan.
Yeah.
Can I like
of Burger King?
Of Burger King. And Costa as well.
Costa. I just wanted to tell you that. I'm just seeing it.
But I said to him, can we get a picture or something with this? And he said, he doesn't do pictures. And I said, can I shake your hand at least anyway?
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't shake hands. He was eating his food and stuff. He didn't even shake my hand. But,
no picture, no handshake.
No, nothing. Yeah. And I said, right. Well, I'm in a band and we're on tour for a couple of weeks here. Can you at least take our CD?
Yeah.
You know, can you,
yeah.
So he said, oh, brilliant. So he took our CD and
stole all the tunes.
Can you imagine if he did, man? Can you imagine?
Last Brigade with a Zeppelin solo in the middle, yeah.
But he wished us luck with it. He was very nice. He wished us luck with the tour and everything. So he was very, very nice. We went back over to my wee seek with my wee Burger King. Was getting cold at this point.
Proud as.
And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And he came as Jimmy was leaving, and he walked past us, me and you and Dave and Chris, the camera guy. And he walked past us and said, "Boys, good luck with the tour and everything." Yeah. And then we gave him a wee thumbs up.
Thumbs up, yeah.
So he was nice about it. And then the crazier story then is later on that same day, we went to Noel Gallagher's house and we decided to meet Noel Gallagher at his house. So again, Chris was along with us, and we kind of had trying to track down this Noel Gallagher's house, know where he lived. We kind of roughly knew what kind of area he lived in, you know, from interviews and stuff he would say, stuff like that. And so we kind of knew roughly what area he was in. We had to go around knocking different doors and, you know, fancy mansions.
Sounds
like,
so
you know,
creepy, doesn't
it? Sounds very creepy, man. I think it's actually illegal. Kind of thing. Like, we were ringing random doorbells, you know, for these big mansions in the middle of London. And is Noel Gallagher there? We were kind of whispering into it, you know. And most of them didn't answer at all, or didn't, you know, until the last one.
Just as we're about to leave.
Just as we were about to leave. I think if I remember right, I rang the buzzer, and I think Marty, were you the one that says
this says Noel Gallagher?
Noel Gallagher there, I think. And you heard the Manchester.
Who is it?
Yeah. You kind of heard me with a wee bit of Manchester accent there. And we were like, oh god, he, you know, by 20 seconds later, nothing happened. And we were about to walk away, and I think it was Dave, the drummer. I think Dave Mulgrave. I think he said, "Oh, there he is."
Yeah,
he
someone coming.
Someone coming.
Yeah.
And he just came through the
gate. Blanked out. I remember the gate opening, and he came walking towards us, and I had a name blank.
I was like,
and I could just remember going, "You're a legend. Do you know
what
I mean? What's happening?"
Anyway, 5 hours, guys. It was crazy.
I had my guitar with. Remember we were going to play at him.
I had my guitar with. We were going to play with tune and everything.
That's right. Yeah.
But we didn't end up playing the song.
Yeah.
We all got pictures with him, and he took our CD as well. So we all got our own wee personal pictures with him and everything.
Yours was a good picture with him.
I was good.
And he's actually holding the CD.
He's holding the CD in
full view. That will stay forever etched in my memory.
That is nuts.
Isn't
nuts.
It? Jimmy Page.
One day.
Noel Gallagher in the same day.
I'm not sure which story is crazier, Jimmy Page and Burger King.
Yeah.
Or going to Noel Gallagher's house.
Randomly calling it. The joys of but that's the crack, isn't it? You have as a musician, like playing the venues and obviously the stories. They're memories of a lifetime. Like,
they're fantastic.
You wouldn't get obviously. Do you know what I mean? If you're in an office all day or office work from 9 to 5, and so you're not going to have the same stories of being a musician and being out with your mates on tour and stuff.
It's funny, man. It's even things we were just back from Wales there. We were obviously playing.
Yeah.
With the full band and everything. We played it last year as well, and I remember last year we'd done our set in front of hundreds of people, probably about 1,000 people probably, along this promenade on the beach.
Yeah.
And we were packing up our gear at the end. We played for about an hour or so, and we're brilliant. The crowd loved it. They were cheering away, singing along some of the songs as well, which is crazy to see. And we were packing up our gear at the end, and I think Marty, he helped me and said, Here lads, come on.
We'll miss our book.
I know, that was a different one. But you were saying, here lads, come on, 2 seconds here. And I was like, jeepers, what's happened here? And there's a line of about 20 or 30 people lined up.
That's right.
Autographs, wanting their t-shirts, wanting merchandise, you know. And that was nuts.
Crazy.
A few fellas from Armagh, just, you know, so you have situations like that, and it's just completely like 30 people lining up for autographs and for t-shirts, for your own t-shirts and your CDs and everything. That's bizarre.
That's great,
so you're putting some crazy situations in, and
pretty much as an indie artist as well, without the promotion and without all that that the major artists would have, Conor. It's like, as you were saying, going out to these venues and playing and people digging it and wanting to buy the merch and the CDs and stuff. Like,
it's class. It's good crack.
No, that's cool, Conor. Let me see. So you as a tutor, Conor, you've obviously taught and played quite a number of songs throughout the years.
Of course.
Right, and we all get asked different styles and different genres and stuff. So what I wanted to do, because I'm going to be doing this in each of our podcasts interviews, is, and I would do it to a lot of my students.
Okay.
Is I would play a song for the last few minutes, and would have a wee comp to see who can guess the song.
Okay,
don't worry about the artists now, it's the song.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing this for all the tutors.
I'll see if I can get both then. I'll see if I can get both.
With 3 songs.
Cool, okay.
Right? So let's see how many you get into the 3.
Okay, go for it, yeah, class.
You ready for this?
Let's do it.
If I can remember these. Right. Now don't look at the page.
Oh, right, you have it written down there?
I do, yeah.
Right, don't worry, not looking.
Are we all good,
We're all
right?
grand, boys, all good.
So, song number 1. The chorus, you should get it.
Starships.
Oh, he got it. He got it.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, he even got the artist. Well done.
Sweet.
Well done.
Sweet.
Starships.
There
have you taught that one?
Heard. No, I remember I used to go to the gym years and years and years ago, and that was just playing every single time I went there.
Got you pumped up.
Like in a row. Yeah. Oh, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's etched into my brain, that bloody song, man. It's crazy. But that's cool. That's cool. So got one. Okay.
1 out of 1.
Class.
Next one. Next one.
Arctic Monkeys.
Oh!
I bet you look good in dance floor.
Alright, I haven't even got into the main riff. Yeah. Well done, that was a good one.
Right.
Yeah, very good.
Turn it into a competition here to see the next guest.
I was going to say that, yeah.
That's it. See how quickly they can guess.
So this is well. 2 out of 3, right?
2 out of 3, right.
So this is the last one.
Go for it, man.
Right, to get all 3. Mm-hmm. Right, so.
Where do I win?
Here.
Cigarettes and alcohol?
No.
Rock and roll star.
Oh, he got it! Again, we didn't even get into the main riff.
Nice.
Excellent. Well done.
Sweet.
3 out of 3.
That's good going.
On the first game of Guess That Song.
That's good going, lad.
And
That's
Conor,
good going.
The other question is, that I have for you especially, is you're big into your music theory.
Yes, yeah.
So, briefly, how important is music theory as a musician?
Okay.
To know even a bit about.
Yeah. I used to hate music theory a lot.
A bit like myself.
Yeah, I used to hate it. I studied music in tech. We had theory class on a Wednesday, and I took off almost every single Wednesday just to avoid that one theory class. Like literally, I didn't show up in tech on Wednesdays almost every week in a row, because I thought it would kind of pollute my mind, and I wanted to play from the heart. As a musician, you know, you want to play from with a bit of feel, a bit of soul, and all that kind of nonsense. But as I thought theory would kind of affect my playing actually a wee bit, and kind of make me. I thought it would make me think too much about what I'm playing. Too robotic. I thought it would make me too robotic, and it's completely the opposite actually of that. So I used to hate it. That was only a few years. That was only about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I hated it, and then the reason I kind of got more into it and kind of learned more about it was, for me, it's more like the communication. And so if you're talking to a musician, you can communicate what you're trying to say
a lot easier.
Right. Very specifically as well. So rather than saying, okay, play me this note and play me that note on this chord, I think it looks like this here. Rather than kind of going like that, which can be a wee bit of a pain sometimes. If you're, stressing out, if you're trying to learn a song really quickly. Or even in some cases, if you're on stage, like in Her the Dog we were playing there recently in Derry, and I was doing Sweet Caroline, and I was doing one of the chords wrong. Sweet Caroline,
classic.
My least favorite song in the world, but I will get to that at a different point. So I was playing one of the chords wrong, which I wasn't even aware. To me, it sounded all right.
Right.
But apparently it was wrong, and Jarlath, the keyboard player, he kind of shouted over to me in the middle of the song, C6. Which is the correct chord to play. So if you don't know theory and someone's shouting at you C6,
Yeah.
you're like, right,
Yeah.
what the hell does this mean? Or someone shouts over the right 5-4, or if someone shouts some term at you,
Why is he shouting maths at me?
Yeah, maths.
Yeah.
It's all maths
Yeah,
as well. It's
yeah.
a funny thing. But it helps you understand music more. It's simple as that.
Gotcha.
And I think if you're teaching as well, if you kind of understand kind of the fundamentals and kind of the mechanics, if you like, of what you're actually doing, it just makes it easier to teach, makes it easier to play, to learn things. Actually makes it more fun as well, because then you kind of know different ways of playing things. You're not confined to maybe just one way of learning something.
Or to your ear.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. You know, even before you play it,
Yeah.
maybe what's going to sound good or what's not going to work, sometimes even before you play it, because it's all based on maths. Music is all mathematical.
Which was my worst subject in school.
Oh, it's my worst. It's the only one I failed. Or no, I failed science as well, but it's the second one I failed. It's
scientific.
It's the same thing, isn't it? So I was terrible at maths. So if I can grasp it, anyone can. My maths is unbelievably bad.
I've only started getting it because of the
the
piano lessons.
You have to with piano. It kind of helps a lot.
It was one of them things that me and you had this conversation going down the road in the car to a gig one time, where me and you was going on about things that don't interest you. You just automatically switch off.
Of course, yeah.
So you know the way we asked Jordy a million times of how to set the gear up and plug it in once we get to the venue.
Yeah.
And we're like, right, we're gonna get this.
Yeah.
And then Jordy's showing us for the 90th time of how to use the gear. And you're looking at it and you're going,
hoping it just magically works.
Yeah, you're going, right. So it goes into input, but really, I'm thinking of, I wonder what'll get Nels tonight for the dinner. Right, Jordy's explaining, and then it means you go to the band. So it's kind of like that with the theory. Colin's explaining this theory to me, and he was explaining it to me the first time. And I remember, that's right. And then he was like, and then what's after C, Marty? And I was like, B, and he was like, no, D, and I was like, I was zoned out. I was just like, what is this man on about? What is this chord gonna sound good in the new song? You just kind of go. But I force myself now the past while of at my lesson or the idea of getting more in depth, and you do understand the whole Nashville chord system of how beneficial it is, and, the notes and stuff. But on that, Conor, as a final wee thing, let me see how it's used in a song. So obviously I come with you with our songs, or a student or another musician could come and go like, I want to have an improv or a jam with you. I'm just going to play like a random song.
Okay, sweet.
I want to see if you
if I can do something
put the music, show everybody the theory in action.
Cool. Sweet.
Basically, okay.
So you're going to play a random tune. I'm going to
pretty much a random. I was thinking about one to play that you wouldn't really know. So you wouldn't really know this one, I don't think, and you definitely wouldn't have taught it, I don't think. So I'm just going to muck about in this wee riff and see what you can do.
Sweet.
Okay.
Go for it. The Offspring.
You're right, yeah. Juicy there.
Sweet to the
place. How do you know it was Offspring?
I recognise it. I don't know what's the name of the song though.
Have you ever?
I don't know. I know by the sound.
I'm surprised you knew the song. It's not through me showing you the old track, or have you listened to a wee bit?
I can't even think of the song or what it goes to. I just know that's Offspring.
You just know.
I can't think of what the words are.
Just
what
that style.
It's the same style. That's the Offspring style.
Yeah.
It's hardly Oasis or anything, or even Green Day or anything. It's very Offspring like.
Yeah.
But that's cool. So all I was doing there was. I
was gonna say so you were able to just go straight in there with that. You didn't even have, like with me. Yeah. Now, personally, I would have had you playing that and me just to work out, well, that note's not right or that note's not right.
So what I'm doing there, Marty, is basically I would learn like scales and everything, which is just wee patterns of notes to play. And you know what notes are going to fit. If you learn a couple of scales, you'll know in advance then before you even play what will sound nice and what won't kind of work, you know.
Right.
So without having to kind of guess, oh, is this gonna work? Or is this gonna, you know, if you're on the spot and you have to do something on the spot, if you learn a couple of patterns, which is just a couple of scales basically, you'll know what will sound good before you even play it, kind of. So that's kind of what I was doing there. I was, the first thing I thought of was, I only thought of two things to be able to play that. What key you're playing, which is usually your first chord, usually, not always, but usually. So your first chord was like an E kind of thing, like an E minor kind of thing. And then after I figured that out, the next thing was what scale would work over that.
Best.
So E minor scale would work best over that. So I just did a wee random E minor thing. And all the notes fit because you're playing an E minor as well. And I'm doing like an E minor scale. So they're both kind of linking together basically. So it's simple as that. So you kind of know what it's going to sound like before you even play it. Kind of, you know. So that's the handy thing if you're improvising or making stuff up on the spot. If you know a couple of bits of theory or a couple of scales, it's pretty hard to go wrong, put it that way. You still make mistakes, like, but it's far less frequent your mistakes if you know a wee bit of theory, you know. So yeah, sweet.
Excellent. So Conor, this concludes our very first M.D Rafferty Music Series podcast, and we've really enjoyed having you as our first guest. Have you enjoyed it as much as I have?
Brilliant crack, boys, brilliant crack. Thanks for having me, Marty, boy, as well.
And join us again for the next podcast, which we'll have up on our sites very soon, folks. Thank you very much.